Hello everybody, hope you're all doing well, and in this video I'm talking about a new accusation that's been made, as well as McLaren denying a Lewis Hamilton claim. So let's start with McLaren, and before the Miami Grand Prix weekend, McLaren were nowhere near the pace of Mercedes. However, McLaren brought a lot of upgrades to the Miami Grand Prix weekend, and as a result, the team took a massive step forward. In the sprint race, McLaren won, and in the Grand Prix, McLaren nearly beat Mercedes. So yeah, McLaren got a lot closer to Mercedes. Now, while most teams introduced significant upgrades at the event, Lewis Hamilton pointed to McLaren's development, stating he heard the performance gain was worth much more than they anticipated. However, McLaren team boss Andrea Stella has denied that's the case, with him saying, as quoted by Racing News 365, he was suggesting that we got more than expected. I would like to say yes, but the answer is no. Pretty much what we measure in the data is consistent with what we were expecting from the development tools, so I would say that we are in line with our expectations. Now make sure to leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss my Formula 1 content and are kept up to date with F1 news. I've just reached 50,000 subscribers, which is just incredible. Your support means so much to me, and I'm very thankful for it. Now going back to this McLaren story, and as we know, they are the masters at turning seasons around. Look at 2023. They started the year at the back of the grid. They had such a slow car, but by the end of the season, McLaren had a car that could compete nearer the front of the field. In 2024, they started the year with a car that could fight for a top 5 spot. However, following the Miami Grand Prix, they had a car that could compete for the title, and while here in 2026 in Miami, McLaren have really improved their situation. However, one thing to note is that Mercedes did not bring big upgrades to the Miami Grand Prix like other teams did, and they're set to do so at the next round in Canada. So Mercedes may very well just extend that gap again. So I can understand why Stella is being cautious. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. But let's move on to this FIA accusation. Now, as we know, Lewis Hamilton did not have a good Miami Grand Prix. At the start of the race, he tried to go around the outside of Franco Colapinto. However, the two cars made contact, and this caused damage to Lewis Hamilton's car, and as a result, Hamilton lost time throughout the Grand Prix. Now, one televised footage from the race showed Hamilton waving his finger at Colapinto following the collision between the pair on the opening lap. Basically, a clip captured by Hamilton's onboard camera showed the Ferrari driver removing his right hand from the steering wheel before making the gesture as he passed Colapinto on the back straight. Now, Hamilton was not given any punishment for this, and now Daniel Juncadella, who is one of Max Verstappen's teammates for the upcoming Nürburgring 24 Hours race, has accused the FIA of double standards after finding himself being punished for the same incident in the World Endurance Championship last year. Basically, Juncadella was hit with a fine of €5,000, 4,000 of which was suspended at the 2025 WEC season finale in Bahrain for waving his finger at a rival. And the WEC stewards described Juncadella's gesture as rude, disrespectful, and wholly inappropriate in motorsport. And responding to the footage of Hamilton making the same hand signal in Miami, Juncadella accused the FIA of inconsistency, with him saying on social media, as quoted by Planet F1, "So I take it there wasn't a fine, was there? The FIA's double standards, they never fail." And put to him that the gesture made by Hamilton was no big deal, he added, "I don't think it's right for him to do that, but slap him with a €2,000 fine, just like they did to me." But that's going to be the video from me. Thank you ever so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and until the next one, take care.